तव कथामृतम् तप्तजीवनम् कविभिरीडितम् कल्मषापहम् श्रवणमङ्गलम् श्रीमदाततम् भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः।
ॐ तव कथामृतं तप्तजीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदाततं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जना. We are studying the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, and we are in chapter 30, the Master in Various Moods, Thursday, October 2, 1884. And Thakur is talking mainly to Manilal Malik, who is a Brahmo. And that talk is over. The heading is given Master in Various Moods, because now we see that Thakur is like a small child. So a new topic is here from today. We pick up here Sri Ramakrishna, that is page 581, last 4 or 5 lines. Bengali 607, Tritiya Parichet. There the heading itself is given, Sri Ramakrishna Balakir Avastha. Sri Ramakrishna was worrying like a child because he thought his legs were slightly swollen. They were swollen or not, we do not know. Because here it says, he thought. Thakurpa ektu fulo bodh hova the. Slightly, they might have been swollen. Mahendra, Kaviraj of Siti, entered the room and saluted the master. Kaviraj, the Ayurvedic doctors, Vaidyas, are called Kaviraj in Bengali. How they are poets, we do not know. Is the connection like that they are same community? And Ram Prasad was said. Maybe I do not know. Master, to the devotees, yesterday I said to Narayan, so from previous day that thing is there. Just press your leg and see if there is any dimple. You know that? That is a sign. But if you press, a pit like will happen. But as you release, it will come back immediately. If there is a swelling, then it will not come back immediately. That is the sign. But Thakur is simply asking, what the dimple? He pressed it, and there was one. Then I gave a sigh of relief to Mukherjee. Mukherjee, not this Mahendra Kaviraj. Will you please press your leg Is there any dimple? Mukherjee, yes, sir. Master, what a relief. Manimalli, why should you worry about it, sir? Please take your bath in the river. Why should you take medicine? So, some believe. Now this river has killed the spirit. Flowing water. If you take bath in flowing water, many physical elements become all right. Or the body comes back to a proper shape. So that is what is said. Now, river is a flowing water, but it is not giving that idea at all. And then soda foda cannot have. Soda foda, that soda lemon or only what is called soda water. Sometimes reduces swelling. Master, no sir, you have strong blood. That means age may be smaller, I don't know. Your case is different. The Divine Mother has placed me in the state of a child, that way. Not because they are younger, but because they are elder. One day, then he is telling something more. One day I was bitten by something in the jungle. I had heard people say that in case of snake bite, the poison would come out if the snake bit again. So I put my hand in a hole and waited. A man passing by said to me, "What are you doing? You will get rid of the poison only if the snake bites you again in the same place." So he had bitten in the leg, and now he has put hand. You will not be cured if the snake bites another part of your body. He will inject poison there also. Same place means the action of sucking takes place. I was told another thing, that the autumn dew was good. One day while coming from Calcutta, I stuck my head out of the carriage and exposed it to the damp air on luck. Because that autumn air to Mahendra of Siti. That Pandit from Siti is very good. Some other Pandit has come now. He holds a title for his scholarship. He respects me. I said to him, "You have read a great deal, but give up the vanity that you are a scholar." That made him very happy. So he is good. I discussed Vedanta with him. So that child thing is over now. To him, that which is pure Atman is unattached. Maya or avidya is in it. In Maya, there are three gunas, sattva, rajas and tamas. These three gunas also exist in the pure Atman. But Atman itself is unattached. If you throw a blue pill into the fire, you will see a blue flame. If you throw a red pill, you will see a red flame. but the fire itself has no color of its own. So it appears, but it is not real. A butcher was carrying a load of meat when he touched Shankaracharya. Shankara exclaimed, "What, you have touched me?" The butcher replied, "Venerable sir, neither have you touched me, nor have I touched you. You are pure Atman, unattached." So, what is he telling here? That Brahman is transcendent. Jadabharata said the same thing to King Rahuguna. We have discussed yesterday, no, Jadabharata. The pure Atman is unattached. That name of the king is here, Rahuguna. The pure Atman is unattached and one cannot see it. If salt is mixed with water, one cannot see the salt with the eyes. Then how can one see? If not with the eyes? Tasting. It is not seeing, but tasting. That which is the pure Atman is the great cause. The cause of cause. You understand this point? I told one day. Sukshma Karan and Mahakaran. So Prakriti is the Karan. But Brahman is the Mahakaran, meaning that it is the cause without becoming cause and effect. Without any change in itself, it appears as the three. And if actually cause is there, then it modifies into the effect. So Brahman does not get modified. So it is called Mahakaran or cause of the cause. This pure Atman alone is our real nature. What is jnana? It is to know one's own self and keep the mind in it. To know one's own self and keep the mind in it. That is jnana. It is to know the pure Atman. How long should a man perform his duties? As long as he identifies himself with the body. So, here, not realizing pure Atman, what the man should do, like that we have to do. In other words, as long as he thinks he is the body. यही शुद्ध आत्मा के जाना है न कर्म कतु दिन जतदिन देहाभिमान থাকে অর্থাৎ দেহে আমি এই বুদ্ধি থাকে now here think is a action and buddhi you have seen many times the overlapping buddhi normally means the determinative faculty and the overlaps with I consciousness. So if in the consciousness you are the body, that is the meaning. Not that you have to think I am the body. Understood the subtle difference? That is what the Gita says. To think of the body as the Atman is ajnana, ignorance. There also Atma Buddhi. Dehe Atma Buddhi. To the bearded Brahmo devotee from Shivpur, we are informed that such a person has come. Are you a Brahmo devotee? Yes, sir. Master smiling. I can recognize a worshipper of the formless by looking at his face and eyes. So for confirmation, he has asked that. Huh? Please dive a little deeper. One doesn't get the gem by floating on the surface. So you are Nirakarvadi, but that is superficial. You dive deep, then only you will understand. As for myself, I accept all, the formless God and God with form, because he has dived sufficiently deeper. The Marwadi devotees from Bada Bazar entered the room and saluted the master. He began to praise them. Now, devotees. Okay. Name is not given. No? Master, to the devotees, this praise means encouragement. They are real devotees of God. They visit temples, sing hymns to God, and eat prasad. And the gentleman whom they have made their priest this year is learned in the Bhagavata. In Belur Math, do you know? They have a permanent atta. Ganges Bank near Swamiji's temple. This side of Swamiji's temple, towards Mother's temple.
Ghat. Ganges Ghat in front of Mother's temple.
No Ghat. Between Mother's temple and Swamiji's temple.
On the grass.
Near Ganges, but not the Ghat.
Oh, there's a lawn.
That lawn.
Oh.
And every Sunday, now I have to say, but till I knew, every Sunday they gather there.
Oh.
And somebody, like this priest, somebody reads some Bhagavad or something.
Oh, Marwari devotees. Oh.
Marwadis. They like because they were devoted to Thakur. But they do not involve with other monks and all. They themselves do it, but in Belur Math. Marwadi devotee. Who is this I that says, "Oh Lord, I am that servant"? So, some Marwadis are good Vedantis. They are householders, but they like to study Vedanta. In Nagpur, there was a Marwadi who used to come to Shivatatanji and discuss Vedanta with him always. Master, this is the Linga Sharir or embodied soul. So, where does I reside? In the Sukshma Sharir. Linga Sharir is the Sukshma Sharir, the mental sheath. So, in the mind, there is a function I. So, I lives in the Sukshma Sharir or embodied soul. Embodied soul because that is the Vijnanamaya Kosh. Manomaya Kosh and Vijnanamaya Kosh both are there in the mind. In the mind, there is I consciousness. That is Vijnana. Devotee. Who is the embodied soul? Oh, no. Same Marwadi devotee is asking, huh? Who is the embodied soul? Master. It is the Atman, bound by the 8 fetters. So, apparently bound when the 8 fetters are working in the mind. And what is the Chitta? It is the I consciousness that says, aha. So, Thakur has made clear. Huh? In the mind, the steady state of the mind or the tranquil state of the mind is called Chitta. And there the I function. That says, aha. When the thorn pricks, we say. Who does that? I consciousness. So, aha, it should be ah. In Bengali, oh kore uthe.
Oh means both.
Oh is surprise, whether happy or.
Surprise or recognition also.
And that is I consciousness function. Thakur. Devotee. Revered sir, what happens after death? Master, according to the Gita, one becomes afterwards what one thinks of at the time of death. King Bharata thought of this deer and became a deer in his next life. Therefore, one must practice sadhana in order to realize God. If a man thinks of God day and night, he has the same thought of death. This is important. According to Gita. Whatever thought comes in the end, you will become that. So, I will think of God at the end. That it will not correct. It will not come at all. If you are practicing whole life, then it will come at the end. So the theory says whatever comes in the death. But the practice says if you are remembering him always, then it will come at the death point. In the Gita, Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu Mamanasva. Yuddhacha. That means while doing your duty also, always remember me. So one must practice sadhana in order to realize God. Devotee. Why don't we feel dispassion towards worldly objects? So the question seems to be different, but Thakur is sincerely replying to his question patiently. Master, because of Maya. So, because of Maya is simply a statement of fact. Through Maya, one feels the real to be the unreal and the unreal to be the real. This is Maya. The real means that which is eternal, the supreme Brahman. And the unreal means that which is non-eternal. That is to say, the world. So whatever is changing is not real. What is changeless is real. And Maya makes the changing thing appear real. And God is not known, so it is unreal. Devotee, we read the scriptures. Why is it that we can't assimilate them? Master, what will one accomplish by mere reading? One needs spiritual practice, austerity. You have seen in the Taittiriya Upanishad that Bhrigu practiced austerity, then he understood. Call on God. What is the use of merely repeating the word Siddhi? One must eat a little of it. Siddhi is opium. So saying opium will not do anything unless you eat it. Then you will get intoxicated. The hand bleeds when it touches a thorny plant. Suppose you bring such a plant and repeat sitting near it. There, the plant is burning. Will that burn the plant? So this is a different. The hand bleeds when it touches a thorny plant. But further on, that burning is mentioned. Suppose you bring such a plant and repeat sitting near it, there the plant is burning, will that burn the plant? This world is like the thorny plant. It is hurting you. Light the fire of knowledge and with it set the plant ablaze. The allegory. Only then will it burn up. So the question is, why we cannot assimilate them? One must labor a little while at this stage of sadhana. So effort is necessary. Then the path becomes easy, smooth. Make a habit, then it becomes smooth. Steer the boat around the curves of the river and then let it go with the favorable wind. So these are very common for people who are used to boat travel. As long as you live inside the house of Maya, as long as there exists the cloud of Maya, you do not see the effect of the sun of knowledge. So he has equated with the cloud. Because of our desires, some mist has come between us and that we read in Swamiji's Maya chapter. Come outside the house of Maya. Give up woman and gold. And then the sun of knowledge will destroy ignorance. A lens cannot burn paper inside the house. Thakur knows this, because the lens itself is not burning. When it catches sun's rays, then it will burn. If you stand outside, then the rays of the sun fall on the lens and the paper burns. Because the lens concentrates the rays. Concentric it becomes. Convergence. Again, the lens cannot burn the paper if there is a cloud. The paper burns when the cloud disappears. So inside the house or cloud, that is all representing Maya. The darkness of the mind is destroyed only when a man stands a little apart from moon and good. That is what he wants to tell. And thus standing apart practices a little austerity and spiritual discipline. Then that cloud will vanish. Then only does the cloud of his ego and ignorance vanish. So Aham is the first manifestation is ignorance. Then only does he attain the knowledge of God. This woman and gold is the only cloud that hides the sun of knowledge. So in a very simple language, he has explained. One thing is happening. It is not working. Not getting closed. Anyway, later. To the Marwari devotee. So who was asking? The Marwari devotee was asking. And Thakur has told all this in general. So, okay. Because now Thakur's special devotee Lakshmi Narayan Marwadi is not among these Marwadis. So Thakur is telling them. To the Marwadi devotee, the rules of a sannyasi are extremely hard. He cannot have the slightest contact with woman and gold. He must not accept money with his own hands, and he must not even allow it to be left near him. That is Thakur's absolute vairagya, absolute tyag. When Thakur shows that, then only people will understand what is the real sannyasi. Lakshmi Narayan Marwadi, a Vedantist, used to come here very often. One day he saw a dirty sheet on my bed and said, I shall invest 10,000 rupees in your name. The interest will enable you to pay your expenses. That was the idea. Huh? In those days, 10,000. The moment he uttered these words, I fell unconscious, as if struck by a stick. So Thakur's sensitiveness, Thakur's intensity of vairagya, the very thought that he will keep money, Thakur became unconscious, as if struck by a stick. So unconscious means stunned. If you hit somebody on the head with a stick, he will become unconscious. That is what Thakur felt there. Regaining consciousness, I said to him, if you utter such words again, you had better not come here. Bapre. Thakur does not want to have that idea even. It is impossible for me to touch money. It is also impossible for me to keep it near me. He was a very clever fellow. He said, then you too have the idea of acceptance and rejection. In that case, you haven't attained pure knowledge, perfect knowledge. That is his cleverness. Huh? My dear sir, I said, I haven't yet gone so that far. That is only for a jnani, not for a vijnani like Thakur. Thakur's thing is beyond all these ideas, but to acknowledge what he says, yes, I have not gone that far. Or laugh, because they know that that is not correct. Lakshmi Narayan then wanted to leave the money with Hriday. I said to him, that will not do. If you leave it with Hriday, then I shall instruct him to spend it as I wish. If he does not comply, I shall be angry. The very contact of money is bad. No, you can't leave it with Hridaya. Won't an object kept near a mirror be reflected in it? That is a simile, he says. If you are with Hridaya, it will be mine. Devotee. Revered sir, is a man liberated only when he dies on the bank of the Ganges? So these are various doubts or prevalent superstitions or ideas, and they are getting checked everything from Thakur. Master, it is knowledge of God alone that gives liberation. The Jnani will certainly attain liberation wherever he may die, whether in the charnel pit or on the bank of the Ganges. The pit where rotten flesh is there. Even there he will get liberation if he gets knowledge. But the bank of knowledge is prescribed for a bound soul. That means you don't have knowledge. Then die near the Ganges. And then purification will come. Devotee, revered sir, why does a man dying in Banaras become liberated? So, two different things, slightly. Bank of the Ganges anywhere, and Banaras special. Now, Banaras or Varanasi, Kashi is the other name. So, which portion of the bank of Ganges is Varanasi or Kashi? Varanasi is Varana and Asi. They are two rivers perpendicular to the Ganges meeting the Ganges. And the area between them is Varanasi. There is a famous incident. Madan Mohan Malviya, the founder of the Kashi Hindu Vishwavidyalaya, did not want to be liberated because his idea was he will come again and do more work for that university. So, when he knew that it is the point of death has come, he asked his people to carry him beyond Varana river or Asi river. Master, a person dying in Banaras sees the vision of Shiva. Shiva says to him, this is my aspect with form. So, Shiva, the main meaning is Nirguna, but Shiva also is a person. So, Shiva tells that this is my personal aspect. My embodiment in Maya. I assume this form for the sake of the devotee. Now look, I am merging in the indivisible Satchidananda. Uttering these words, Shiva withdraws his form and enables the dying person to see Brahman. This is a very new idea, very new idea. Shiva comes, the person sees Shiva, Shiva tells, this is my personal aspect, and in front of him, Shiva dissolves into Brahman, the person along with Shiva dissolves into Brahman. That is how he gets mukti. This is a very new revelation. The Puranas say in Vedanta these interpretations are Brahmin, Brahmin, Brahmin. The meaning may be qualified for Brahman, but that is how people take it as caste. Now we have to shift to Puranas. Even in the Gita, Striyo Vaishyas Tata Shudra Yepisyu Papayona Striyo Vaishyas Tata Shudra Tepi Yati Param Gatim. So, Thakur says, the Puranas say that even a Chandala endowed with the love of God achieves liberation. So everywhere this is constant theme. Love of God, love of God, love of God. According to this school, the name of God is enough to liberate a soul. There is no need of such things as worship, sacrifice, the discipline of Tantra, and the recitation of mantra. So Vaishnavas believe some school in the Puranic thought is that name of God is sufficient. But the teachings of the Vedas are different. According to the Vedas, none but a Brahmin can be liberated. Further, the worship is not accepted by the gods unless the mantras are recited correctly. One must perform sacrifice, worship, and so on according to scriptural injunction. But where is the time in the Kali Yuga to perform the Vedic rituals? Therefore, in the Kali Yuga, the path of devotion prescribed by Narada is the best. The path of karma is very difficult, Vedic karma. Karma becomes a cause of bondage unless it is performed in a spirit of detachment. Further, the life of man nowadays depends on food. He has no time to observe the rituals enjoined by the scripture. So, when Thakur is meaning karma, he is telling about the Vedic karma kanda. Thakur himself told Shiv Gane Jiv Seva. So, Swamiji preached karma that is different from this karma which Thakur is talking. One must remember, otherwise doubts will come. How then Swamiji has prescribed karma? The patient dies if he tries to cure his fever by taking the decoction of herbs prescribed by the orthodox native physician. So old is not working now. Therefore, he should take a modern fever mixture. Now, what is this Narada? There is a book called Narada Pancharatra. According to Narada, the devotee should sing the name of and glories of God. The path of karma is not the right one for the Kali Yuga. Bhakti Yoga is the right path. Do your duties in the world as long as you need them to reap the fruit of the actions of your past lives. But you must develop love for God and be passionately attached to Him. Passionately attached to Him. The singing of the name and glories of God destroys the effect of past action. You don't have to perform duties all your life. As you develop unalloyed love and longing for God, your duties become fewer and fewer. Unalloyed love. After the realization of God, they completely drop away. When the young daughter-in-law is pregnant, this is Thakur's masterpiece. Because reading Shankaracharya, even Gita, one feels that rigidly, this is karma, this is jnana. That is not true. It is a gradation. When the young daughter-in-law is pregnant, her mother-in-law lessens her duties. After the birth of the child, she doesn't have to do any household work. She lives with the child only. So when you realize God, then you are always with God. Several young men from the village of Dakshineshwar entered the room and saluted Sri Ramakrishna. It was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. They sat down and began to talk with the master. So that scene is over now, Marwadi. Young man, sir, what is knowledge? Master, it is to know that God is the only reality and that all else is unreal. That is knowledge. That which is the real is also called Brahman. It has another name, Kala, time. There is a saying, oh brother, how many things come into being in time and disappear in time? So people talk like that. So time is the name of Brahman itself. That which sports with Kala is called Kali. So he's telling them further, though they have asked, what is knowledge? Kala is masculine. One who plays with him is Kali, feminine. Not as black, huh? Kala is not black. Kala is time. In Bengali, there is a song, Mahakaler Kole Eshe Gauri Holo Mahakali. She is the primal energy. Kala and Kali, Brahman and Shakti are indivisible. You cannot separate them. They are identical actually. Abhed, this is a wrong translation. Wrong translation. Inseparable means two things are inseparable. They are not different, then what is the question of separation? Are indivisible, are non-different, abhed. No question of dividing them, they are not two. That Brahman of the nature of reality is eternal. It exists in past, present, and future. It is without beginning or end. It cannot be described in words. The utmost that can be said of Brahman is that it is of the very nature of intelligence and bliss. Intelligence, Chaitanya Swarup, consciousness. Chid Anand. The world is illusory. Brahman alone is real. The world is of the nature of magic. The magician is real, but his magic is unreal. So, this is the full reply to the question, what is knowledge? Young man, if the world is of the nature of illusion, magic, then why doesn't one get rid of it? Practical question. Master, it is due to sanskaras, inborn tendencies. Repeated births in this world of Maya make one believe that Maya is real. How many? We do not know. Anadi Maya. Let me tell you how powerful inborn tendencies are. Past life tendencies have come. A prince had in a previous birth been the son of a washerman. While playing with his chums in his incarnation as the prince, he said to them, stop those games. I will show you a new one. I shall lie on my belly and you will beat the clothes on my back, as the washerman does, making a swishing sound. That is the Indian method of cleaning the clothes. If the cloth is wet or with soap and you hit it on the ground, then the dirt goes away. Many youngsters come here, but only a few long for God. These few are born with a spiritual tendency, so he's showing the old tendencies. They shudder at the talk of marriage. Niranjan has said from boyhood that he will not marry. More than 20 years ago, two young men used to come here from Baranagar. One was named Govinda Pal and the other Gopal Sen. So no question of caste. They had been devoted to God since boyhood. The very mention of marriage would frighten them. Gopal used to have bhav samadhi. He would shrink from worldly people as a mouse from a cat. One day he saw the boys of the Tagore family strolling in the garden. He shut himself in the kuti lest he should have to talk with them. Aristocratic family, Tagore family. Let me check one point only. भाव समाधि होती. Okay. Gopal went into samadhi in the Panchavati. In that state, he said to me, touching my feet, let me go. I cannot live in the world anymore. You have a long time to wait. Let me go. I said to him in an ecstatic mood, you must come again. Very well, I will, he said. A few days later, Govinda came to me. Where is Gopal? I asked him. He said, he has passed away. So with full knowledge he has gone, but Thakur has told him you have to come again, he will come. What are the other youngsters about? Money, house, carriage, clothes, and finally marriage. These are the things that keep them busy. If they want to marry at the outset, they make inquiries about the girl. They want to find out for themselves whether she is beautiful. So Maya is describing, there is a person who speaks much ill of me. He is always criticizing me for loving the youngsters. Oh, they should be Hazra or Haldari. I love only those who are born with good tendencies, pure souls with longing for God, who do not pay any attention to money, creature comforts, and such things. So this is the detailed answer going on for the why one does not get rid of magic, Maya. If married people develop love for God, they will not be attached to the world. So again, love of God is the main. Hirananda is married. What if he is? He will not be much attached to the world. So very clear Thakur's mind is. Sannyasi is not attached to the world. Householders also can be not attached to the world. Then, like sannyasi, they will also get mukti. Hirananda, a member of the Brahma Samaj, was a native of Sindh. He had met the master in Calcutta and become devoted to him. And when he knew Thakur is sick, he had come again in Kashipur. Manila, the Marwadi devotees, the Brahma devotees from Shivpur, and the young men from Dakshineshwar saluted Sri Ramakrishna and took their leave. So, another episode now. We'll take it up Monday. So, we are seeing Thakur detailed replying to everything in great detail to different people with different tendencies. And we can learn from all of them, from all of Thakur's replies. Om Tava Kathāmritam Sapta Jivanam Kavibiriritam Kalmashapa Shravanamangalam Shrimadatam Bhuvi Grunantiye Bhurida Jana. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.